Hi guys, and welcome to Vlogmas day 13, I believe. I just got back from Texas yesterday, so I thought I'd do kind of a more chill video today since I have to literally unpack and clean the whole house today. So I'm gonna be doing tips for flying with two kids, especially like solo. Since Carl is usually at school or work, I have just been flying with them by myself. And let me tell you, I am definitely not a pro, like not even close. Like 99% of the time I get off the flight and I'm like, that flight was seriously terrible. But I feel like what I do on the flight maybe makes it a little bit better than if I didn't have these things. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Everett is 3 years old, so he always has his own seat now. Once you turn 2, then you get your own seat. You can't be a lap child anymore. So, and then Hayes sits on my lap, which is also kind of crazy because he just obviously wants to be down and running and all over the place. So both situations are kind of hard because Everett honestly would rather sit on my lap and Hayes would rather sit in the seat, but it doesn't work like that. So I also fly American only. That's who my dad is a pilot for, so that's just who I always obviously fly with. So some of the things I say, I don't know, are going to be the same for all airlines, but this is what works for me. And honestly, it's exhausting flying with any amount of kids, but except for whenever it was like a newborn, he was a dream and just slept in the little wrap on me the whole time. So those were good flying times. Now flying is not my favorite, especially with kids. So anyway, if you have a child who is like, I don't know, even I feel like Hayes would probably be fine with it. He's 19 months. But especially Everett, he is so excited about this every time we go on a trip, and this is the only time that he uses his backpack. But I got him his own little backpack, and this is like his favorite thing ever. So this, in the diaper bag, now if you have like little babies, then obviously just fill your diaper bag up with all kinds of goodies and toys and stuff. But if you do have a child that's like old enough to hold their own backpack, make sure you get one that like clips on them so that it doesn't fall off while you're like walking through the airport and stuff. But this is like a lifesaver. So in here, this is just still packed from our flight yesterday, so who knows what's for sure still in here. But in here I just have a bunch of random stuff. And in this back pocket back here, this is the brand, I think it's Simply Modern, and I do have them linked in my like to know it down below in my description. So if you are looking for a cute children's backpack, they have like so many different patterns and designs. There's like 20 or something. So anyway, so I this time brought 4 books, and they're all like different, like completely different. None of them are like even remotely close to the same. So there's just like cute ones, like this one has a mirror on it. This one has like a little baby bear that sticks out. Hayes loves this one because it like peek-boos and he thinks it's so funny. So I brought 4 books, and so that's enough for like both of them to kind of pick 1 or 2, and then they can like switch. And then this time I only brought 2 little toys. I just brought 2 little cars, so a little roller and a bus. This because usually they like, especially Hayes, if he gets frustrated, will like throw them down on the floor and then they go rolling. And so honestly, books or like small little toys that hopefully won't go flying are like the best things to bring. And that's what I always stick with. So, and then in the back pocket is where I put snacks. And I bring all kinds of different snacks. I have fruit snacks, applesauce, these like little yogurt balls, fruit bars. I also have in the front pocket, there's like granola bars, and I have suckers and goldfish. So just bring a large variety of snacks to keep distracting them. And that is like the best thing, because obviously like if they have something in their mouth, they're obviously not going to be like screaming and crying as much. So this is like my biggest tip. If you have a kid old enough to bring a backpack, I would highly recommend bringing their own backpack. And Everett loves it. Like he's like so excited to pack it up and bring it with us. Now on American Airlines, and it's probably the same on every other airline, but I just don't know. And it's that like they always have free entertainment, like movies or shows on board, like with their Wi-Fi, and it's always free. So this is what usually keeps them entertained the very most. And it kind of is a bummer because like they don't have sound, but I always bring my laptop, because I just pull up their free Wi-Fi and they can just pick shows. And honestly, Hayes gets frustrated because there's no sound, and he's just like saying no, and then picks a different show, and we're just like usually picking like 20 different shows during the whole flight. But it kind of keeps him entertained for a little bit. Everett especially likes just watching a show. He doesn't really care if there's sound or not. He just kind of sits there and watches it. So that is like a big one that I always bring, and always make sure that it's charged before. And yeah, that's like what works the absolute best for us, is like bringing a show for them to watch. And they literally have like everything. Like yesterday we watched like Baby Einstein ones, and like cute dinosaur shows, Angry Birds, there's the Bee Movie, we watched The Grinch, we watched a little bit of Elf. So just anything to like make the time go by faster makes like the hugest difference. So that is what we did. Yesterday was actually like probably their best flight ever. Like they were actually so good, and I feel like it was because I did it like not during Hayes' nap time too much, like a little bit. It was 11:48 in the morning, Texas time, which was like 10:48 here. He usually does not nap until like between 12 and 1 Utah time. So anyway, it was a good time. He like woke up happy, and then yeah, that was a good thing. So on to my next tip, and this is just going to completely depend on your child, because whenever it was Hayes' age, we always brought his car seat like everywhere we went, and we would kind of like sometimes plan the flights around like during his nap time, because then he would like just sit in his car seat and sleep the whole time, which was super nice. But Hayes will like not fall asleep on the flight, and every time that we go to Texas now, like my mom has bought car seats for them, so I don't even bother bringing car seats. So now I like to plan our flights. It doesn't always work out because we fly standby because my dad's a pilot, but we like try to plan flights whenever it's not Hayes' nap time, because otherwise he's a grouch and will cry the whole time and like flail, and it's always crazy. So that is like my next tip. So it's just going to be depending on your child. Like if your kid will fall asleep on the flight, then I would just plan to do their flights during nap time. But if not, then I would just like try to do it earlier morning or like in the evening after nap time. So yeah, next, I don't have too many tips because like I said, I'm still trying to figure out. That was Everett's 30-second flight yesterday, and it's still like just a hassle every single time, especially whenever you're doing it by yourself. So the next one is that obviously you're gonna get like a drink, and they either usually give like the little Biscoff cookies or pretzels. And my next tip is to like bring a sippy cup in your diaper bag or in your kid's backpack, so that you can like put the drink directly into the cup, like the sippy cup, because I don't know how many times before like Everett or Hayes would like grab the regular like little plastic cup that they give, and it would almost spill all over the laptop or like all over the floor or all over me. So I would suggest like bringing their own enclosed cups so that you can like pour. I always get apple juice for them, that's what they always want. And just pour the juice like into their own cups. That way nobody next to you or yourself don't get soaking wet. And then they're obviously sad whenever their drink is spilled everywhere. So that is another one. And then obviously like take whatever snacks that they give you. Like yesterday they're like, do you want cookies or pretzels? I was like, can I have one of each? And they gave it to us. So they literally were just eating those and they loved them. Another big one that I always do is bring my stroller all the way to the gate. So don't ever check it at security. You want to like keep your kid in the stroller as long as possible. So I will keep the boys in there all the way until we get to the gate, and then they will give you like the gate check papers, and that's whenever you like, obviously you'll like get onto the ramp, and then you can take your kids out and fold up your stroller, and then yeah, that way they are like enclosed as long as possible, because when you're by yourself you don't really like have the energy or arms to be chasing them everywhere too much. So that is like a huge tip that I always do, is to bring the stroller all the way to the gate so that, yeah, Mommy, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, sorry, Everett came in because he wants a snack. So let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but honestly that's pretty much it. It's just going to be chaos, and at least you know that it's just a short period of time, and then you're going to get there and it's going to be all over with. But it really is exhausting, and it always wipes me out for like the whole entire day whenever I have to fly. So let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but really that's all you can do. Like if you can get your kids their own seat, then I'd say do that. Bring their car seats if you want to, but obviously if they're under 2, it's better to just have them sit in your lap because it's free. So I think that is going to be it. There's obviously not too many things, but obviously bring binkies or a Soothie or whatever your kid uses. If they're like a tiny baby, make sure to like feed them while you're taking off and landing so that their ears don't hurt too much. But I'm not in that stage of life anymore, so I'm like just trying to do what I know right now. But obviously those are tips for if your babies are little, make sure to feed them or give them like a passy binky whenever they're like taking off and landing so that their little ears don't hurt too much. And so yeah, I think that's all I have. Honestly, it's not that much, but any little bit helps. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe. It really supports my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.